All right.
All right.
Start AI companion. I don't know.
Are you guys good?
Yep, all set.
All
Mhm.
right. Hey, what's going on? You're now tuned in to the PVD Horror Podcast. I'm Brandon and I'm joined by my co-host Dave. And today we have actor Jacob Skidmore from the new horror film Skill House, starring 50 Cent, Bryce Hall, and Hannah Stockton, which is now playing in select theaters. Jacob, thanks for coming on the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of
No
course.
problem.
So, Jacob, I heard you're from one of my favorite cities,
Oh
Port-
yeah?
Portland.
Mm-hmm. I'm from a little suburb called Lake Oswego, but I just say I'm from
Oh,
Portland.
okay.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool. I love that city. I love how creative, how quirky, and everything it is. Can you just tell us about your time there and how it kind of molded you or influenced you in your career?
Yeah, Portland was great for me. It is totally a really artistic and quirky town, and it was a great place to grow up if you wanted to be a performer, I think. Um, I uh I started out as a competitive dancer, I say like dance moms kind of, because it was very much like you went to the dance competitions and it was all hectic and crazy, and I was
Yeah.
on a performing company at a studio. So I did that for a little bit, and then I started to be interested in theater and performing. Um, and I through high school, I made my way to this like kind of pre-professional professional conservatory for people who were in high school, called Staged, which I did in Portland for throughout high school, and that was like very intense, very professional feeling acting training. And they also produced professional shows alongside the conservatory. So I did those as well, kind of coming up, and it was great. And it was right in downtown Portland, and it was fantastic.
Okay.
Sounds like
Nice.
a lot of it prepared you for the competitive nature
Hmm.
of this field, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. I feel like, I mean, I didn't end up going to college, but it felt like I got some really solid training before I moved to LA, which
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, you starred in the Netflix series Trinkets as
Hmm.
AJ. What insights did you gain from being a part of that series?
That was huge for me.
Mm.
I had never been on a film set before in my entire life, and my very first day on set was like, it was two scenes where it was I had to shoot. I was like the main person speaking in the two scenes, and
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what base camp is. Like, what do you mean? That's how new I was. And that was like trial by fire, just thrown
Mhm.
into the deep end, and it was fantastic. That I think that was the best way to kind of figure out how to, you know, figure out how it all works on a set when you're
Yeah.
shooting something. And it was so much fun. And I did that for two seasons, which was fantastic that they got
Mhm.
a second season. And I shot it as a local in Portland.
Okay.
It was shot locally. It was shot in Portland. Um, and yeah, that was just a very exciting. And I met one of my best friends, Jessica Lynn Skinner, who plays another character on that show.
Nice.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. So was it like a open audition for like local acts? That's how you got involved with that
I
project?
don't know. I don't kind of. I think I don't really know how it works totally when they cast when like a big show comes in and starts casting for local people. But I got a call from my agent that was like a local agent in Portland
Okay.
that was like, "You have an audition at 2 o'clock this afternoon," and it was like 11. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, never even done an audition for a TV
Yeah.
show before.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like went in and did it, and then the next day they cast me in it. It was crazy. It was very fast. It was like trial by fire or thrown in the
What
deep end.
what were you doing at the time? Did you have like a just like a job, a local job that you were doing and you had to take time off for it or
I
quit?
was in high school. I was a senior in high
Oh,
Okay.
school.
geez. Yeah.
Hmm. Yes, and I still went to high school. They were just my public school, Lake Ridge, was very accommodating for everything and
Okay.
let me go off and shoot this shoot this TV show. It was
That's
great.
awesome.
How did everybody at the high school like respond to that you were in a TV show on Netflix?
No one knew. This was kind of weird. I don't think a lot of people knew that I was doing it at the time, and it didn't come out until after we had all graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So I I think I just like pieced out, and then everyone was like, "Oh, I guess that's where Jacob was."
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, this was like, "Oh, sorry guys. Also, I filmed this thing all through the fall, by the way."
So Jacob, me and Brandon are both big music fans,
Hmm.
and I think you can learn a lot from people by their music interests or tastes, or just even how like involved they are with music. Could you take it try to describe yourself through music, maybe naming some of your favorite songs or musicians, or even songs that maybe really influenced or inspired you?
Totally. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, I love Blondie. I'm staring at a picture of Debbie Harry on my wall right now. Um, but lately I've been very I'm revisiting this album from, I don't know if you know Snail Mail.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
she's fantastic. I love
Yep.
Snail Mail. I'm revisiting her Lush album
Okay.
a lot. Uh, but I don't know. I'm never the person to like give the ox to because I will just like I just throw like curveballs and I listen to the same like weird songs over and over again for like a week or two and then I'll move on. So I but I'd say I'm very into that. I'm very into movie soundtracks. I love the Juno
Okay.
soundtrack is like a
Okay.
great one. Pretty in Pink has a great
Okay.
soundtrack as well. Uh yeah. I don't know. I also love
That
Joni Mitchell, so I'm all over the
Okay.
place.
you're an old soul. There's
Yeah.
and I actually I learned something about you earlier today. I was listening to you speak on another show, and you mentioned that one of your favorite films that you watch even to this day is St. Elmo's Fire, like
Yeah.
a classic 80s, that whole Brat Pack
Yes.
group of people. Like, so I mean, you definitely have like
Big
ties
time.
to like the 80s
Hmm.
era, it feels like, or even maybe even
I
before
don't
that.
know why. I don't know why, but I totally do. Yes, I do. I have like posters on my walls of like all the movies that I love and I'm looking at Valley Girl, 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club and Dirty Dancing are like right in front of me. I'm like
Now, was that some of your parents' like favorite albums also,
I
or
think
family
so.
members?
I loved watching and my mom loved St. Elmo's Fire and I used to watch that with her a lot. And I
Okay.
have she gave me her record collection before she passed and I have her St. Elmo's Fire record which I kind of
Ah,
cherish.
Okay.
Hmm.
yeah. See,
All
and
right.
that's why we asked that question. There's always some kind of tie-in or
Yep.
it's very telling about people when you ask them questions that, their links to music. I love that.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. And speaking of musicians, rapper actor 50 Cent also was casted in this film. What
Hmm.
was it like working with him on this project?
He was great to me.
Hmm.
I only worked with him one day on the
Okay.
set. We didn't really shoot. We're not in the movie. We're not like together.
Yeah.
We're not like in person together in the movie, but he was on set one day and the day that he was there, he was great to me. He was very nice. We had some great like little moments together, but he was very busy too.
Yeah. Nah. No, that was cool because that was like one thing, when the trailer first came out, I seen that he was involved in this. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was one thing that, definitely caught my eye. And I've been definitely looking forward to checking this film out.
Hmm.
So, um, that was really special. And so now going into this, learning more about you, can you describe your journey on being dedicated to the movement and advocating for, change both on screen and behind the scenes?
Um, Changed for what?
Oh no,
In
you
context of what?
because you've been working on it with the LGBTQ community and everything like
Oh
that.
yeah,
How has that been?
it's been great. Well, I mean, I just am a really big advocate for more
Hmm.
queer characters
Yeah.
on TV and film. I think that uh, I think that it's getting better, and I love seeing I love seeing more queer characters, especially in horror films. I know that that sub that that genre
Hmm.
has a very big queer fan base,
Yeah.
myself included. and it's really fun to see people and gay people represented in the genre. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's
We
been
all love to
special.
be scream queens, and we all the gays want to be scream queens.
Yeah. And it's so cool because we do, local movie nights, and
Mhm.
they're a big part of our community. They come out and they support us, and so it's like really special. And so we have friends that create queer horror films, and
Mhm.
it's been a special journey, watching everybody kind of put things together and what they love. And so thank you for, speaking up and, helping push that in the genre.
Yeah, we do turn out to those repertory screenings of our
Hmm.
favorite films, I will say.
Yeah.
One conversation we've had recently with some friends is about just the representation and not just being like this stereotypical character,
Hmm.
Hmm.
not just being like the friend, the gay friend or something like that,
Hmm.
or like the one gay couple in a movie full of like different couples. Um,
Yeah.
it's it's so often you see the same representation.
Hmm.
How do you feel about that as far as like more recent films? Have you seen it stray from that a little bit, or does it still always seem to kind of represent, like, be repetitive with that?
I think it's still pretty repetitive. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
From
Hmm.
what I've seen, and but there's more of it happening. So I think that for a while there was just like nothing, and then they'll be like, "Oh, that's interesting that they wrote this person a gay friend." So now I think that there's enough room now to pivot and give more, write better characters,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
and give
exactly it.
give more of the story over to maybe those storylines.
Sure.
Hmm.
So I'm going to ask you this. I
Mhm.
guess it could go on two levels. One, just being an actor in general, but then also kind of along the lines of what we're talking about, being part of the LGBTQ community. What are some of like the psychological or mental health challenges that you feel are common for actors to deal with, especially in like those early stages? Trying to get the gigs that they're looking for, trying to find that one role that's going to like push their career along.
Mhm. I think that it's hmm, psychologically it's really hard if you don't have, and I think I've spoken about this on other interviews that I've done. It's very hard if you don't have a community of other actors around you
Okay.
to bounce ideas off of, talk about the industry, vent, work together, help each other with self tapes, like all of that. I think is really important if you're trying to be an actor and you're kind of alone. I think it can be really isolating, and it's really easy to get into your head. Um, and a lot of this industry is about connections and making friends, um, and that's kind of the job. So
Yeah.
I think that that's a lesson that I've learned and I'm still working on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think
Mhm.
that's like probably big in most fields, right? Like,
Hmm.
even in the work that I do, like having colleagues to be able to talk to and bounce ideas off of or bounce
Hmm.
frustrations off of is super
Mhm.
important, because otherwise you're just sitting with it, right?
Right. Well, and then there's moments like if you haven't gotten an audition for a really long time, you're like, is it me? It's really easy to be like, oh my God, it's something that I've done. It's me. My team isn't happy with me or something. And
Mhm.
it's really good to have those people who are also trying to do the same thing that you're doing to, kind of talk you through that and kind of process mentally with you. Um, Especially like right now, the industry is very crazy and it changes like every week. It's different,
Yeah.
and yeah, definitely, I think it's really important.
Just one more question, kind of piggybacking off this as well. You mentioned like all the work you did in competitions, as young when you were younger. Do you feel like you're still a competitive person, and does that help you stay motivated?
I don't think I am,
No?
to be honest. I don't think I'm. I am trying. At least if I am, I'm trying the most that I can to just like release it all and just kind of like
Yeah.
step back and focus on myself and, stay in my own lane. Uh, yeah, because the more, especially if you're trying to be an actor, the more you try to compete with other people, it's just that's not what the job is. There
Yeah.
is no competition with other people. It's like people are hiring you.
Right. Right.
Now, like we know you're an actor now, but are you also doing like some modeling on the side too? Because like I said on your Instagram,
No, do
like
you
you
think
put
I
some,
should?
well, you have some good fits. You have some, you know, what I mean, the pictures and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I think this guy's a model too, you know. So I just had to
Thank you.
ask. That's something
Thank
maybe you
you.
should also, you know, jump into, you know, so kind of keep it, you know, balanced out because that was like some of the
Mhm.
things, you know, from some of the actors that we have had on. They also jumped into modeling also, and it
Mhm.
definitely, you know, helps the career kind of like balance out a little bit more. Like you said, you
Yeah,
know, not getting a call or
totally.
something like that. It also gives that your phone ringing like, hey, maybe we can get
Hmm.
you on this project, you know. So definitely look into
Totally.
that.
Okay, I will.
Um, but let's talk about Skill House. Can you give us a
Yeah.
synopsis of the film?
Yeah, Skill House is about 10 of the biggest influencers
Mm,
we all get kidnapped, and basically we wake up in a house and we're forced to play this game, which is run by 50 Cent,
hmm
where we have to, in competition with each other, post and try to get as many followers and likes as possible. And we're told that there's going to be rounds, and at the end of each round, the person with the least amount of followers and posts gets killed in a brutal way. And as the film goes on, obviously the characters get more desperate and desperate for attention and views.
hmm
Are
That's
the
all.
kills like publicized? Are they part of their on their social media?
Yeah. Uh huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. Yes. People are watching it all happen live.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, because
Hmm.
it's playing in select theaters. So I think the closest theater for us is maybe like an hour away. So we
Yeah.
haven't been able to check it out yet, but it's definitely on our radar. Do you know anything about like video on demand when that's going to be releasing?
I don't. I actually
Okay.
don't. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, no, it's fine. I
I
just,
know it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I just don't know.
yeah.
I've heard some stuff uh, from people, but I have nothing that I can say.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, but what was it like starring in your first horror film? Were you nervous, and were there particular films that you use as reference to prepare for your role?
It was so much fun. I can't even begin to tell you. I had so much fun
Mm,
on it. Josh Stolberg, the director, was amazing. It was very fun to work with him. Uh, I actually did. All of us. Okay, this is kind of funny. A lot
mhm,
of a couple of the people in the cast have to scream a lot. In the movie, myself included, and a couple days into shooting, when we were all sitting around and talking, we like someone brought it up. They were like, "Yeah, like I've been like practicing my scream, but like I can't scream in my apartment because they'll like call the cops." So I just like got in my car and was driving around and screaming and practicing my scream. And another person was like, "I did the same thing. I started driving around and practicing my scream because I can't scream in my apartment." And then we all just realized that we all had like we all had the same idea to practice our like horror movie
Yeah.
scream, which was so good.
How, like, did you go in with like, all right, this is the one I'm going to do? Did you know
um,
what scream you were going to try to do?
No, I actually was trying to be completely as organic as possible
Mm.
on the
mm.
day. I just came in with my lines memorized and was just like ready to play with the director. It was great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Hmm.
because that's the thing, you know, everyone that works on like horror films, they're saying like that's the best set to be on. Like it's the most fun. You think that it's gonna be like so like, you know, cringy and everything because of this all the effects and everything, but everyone always says like that's like the best time that they ever have is just working on horror
Hmm.
films. So
No, it's so much fun. It was so much fun. It's just sad. The sad thing is when throughout the shooting schedule, when your friends die and then they have to leave.
Yeah.
okay.
And slowly the cast gets like whittled down until like the last week there's like three people left.
It's like one of those reality like dating shows, except you die.
It totally is. It's exactly like that. And we all shot it in the same location. We shot it in this house. So it
Yeah.
did feel like, honestly, I've never thought about that until now. It kind of did feel like it was a reality show where every couple of days one of our friends would
Yeah.
leave and then we were left in the same mansion. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because you never really you think about it that way, how everyone has so many like things going on, and then when they're done, you would think that everybody just sticks around and just waits till the movie's completed, and it's
Yeah.
just like, no, that's not how it works. But
Sometimes people come back. I mean, the set was open for,
yeah, okay.
if someone else in the cast wanted to come back and visit, that was totally fine.
Yeah.
But we weren't like it's slowly. That's how it works. That's how the shooting schedule works for those types of like slasher horror movies.
Yep. Now, can you discuss your portrayal of Sebastian, your performance that delves into a darker aspect of the influencer culture? How was that
Mhm.
for you?
It was so fun. I knew that I knew when I got the sides for the audition, I was like, I am gonna try and make it so they have no other choice but to cast me. And I like went
Mm,
balls to the wall for the in my self tape for it and ended up getting it. And I had so much fun. The Josh worked with us individually. He was a great director, really encouraging and yeah, it was great. My character is kind of an asshole.
mm,
Um, and so that was kind of fun to play. And I there's a lot emotionally that he goes throughout the film. So I kind of felt like I was able to do a range of stuff,
okay,
which was also really fun.
that's
Now,
awesome.
you have a big background with theater, and from what I understand, like you wanted to do theater, and now you've
Hmm.
landed in the film role. Do you still want
Hmm.
to do theater, or is this kind of like, oh, I really love this?
Yes, I want to do both. I can
Yeah,
still dance. So in the back
Okay.
of my mind, I'm always like, one day I'll dance again. Like,
right.
no, I'd love to do theater. I'm also a singer too, which helped with the screaming
Okay.
and stuff because I actually took a voice lesson with my voice teacher to talk about screaming and screaming technique
Oh,
before
okay,
I went
cool.
into the movie to make sure that, I didn't hurt myself. Um, but yeah, so yes, I would love to do theater.
That's
I would.
amazing. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll see you in Evil Dead the musical or something like that.
I love
Yeah.
Evil Dead the musical, but I want to play Shelly, the
Okay.
whore. That's who I want to play.
I
That's
hope that
my track.
Yeah.
happens. I hope that happens.
No, it's like you
Me
just said,
too.
Dave. It's so awesome now because we're just starting to see like so many horror films going on Broadway. So we're getting ready
Hmm.
to get Lost Boys.
I
Speaking of
know.
now,
Well, did
if
you also see? I'm so sorry to cut you
oh,
off,
you're
but
good.
I'm so excited. I just saw that Paranormal Activity is a play on the West End now.
Oh,
Oh,
that's crazy.
wow.
So I did. So sorry to cut you off,
No, you're
but
That
I
good.
is
just saw that the other day where I was like, "Oh my gosh,
that
what
is
is
wild.
Paranormal Activity going to look like as a
Right.
play?"
Yeah.
That is
Um.
wild.
So
I'd love to
yeah,
see that actually. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, me too.
That is wild.
Now, say now, if you were given the opportunity to, be on Broadway, what horror film would you like to kind of like put in to that aspect of being on like on the
On
play? What
Broadway.
would, yeah, Broadway, what would you choose?
I say let's do Halloween on Broadway. I feel like
Halloween.
that would be really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
I feel like it has such a good soundtrack that it could
Yep.
easily
Yes.
translate to some sort of musical
I want to
Yep.
see Michael
something.
Myers have like a solo number in the middle of it.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
But he doesn't speak, so it's just music and
Yeah.
he's just standing on stage in silence.
Perfect.
No.
Exactly.
Now, like we said, Josh Stolberg was the writer and director of this film. He's also known for films like Piranha, Sorority Row, and some films from the Saw franchise. Like you said, you had a great time working with him, but coming into this project, did you know about him, like his work?
Yeah, well, I yes, coming into
Okay.
the project I did. Auditioning, I wasn't
Yeah.
you only get like a day to or I did my audition the same day I got it. So I really
Hmm.
just like looked at the sides that I had and just went and tried to get it in as fast as possible. But after I started getting into the casting process, I obviously researched everybody.
Yeah.
And then I got the script and then I was like, "Oh, this makes sense."
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I heard you describe it previously as like a mix between let's see if I can remember the first one that you said. You said um Do you remember what you had compared it to? I know the second was like a Saw movie.
I don't know
What was
what
the
I
first
say.
film you
I think
said?
I said bodies, bodies, bodies.
Yes, that's
Okay.
it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Bodies, bodies, bodies mixed in with a Saw film.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That sounds like a
Mhm.
fun combination right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. We do die in pretty gruesome, creative ways.
Yeah.
Mm.
What you described for the plot line and everything sounds like, I can see the Saw influence on that. There's a,
Mhm.
50 cents kind of like Jigsaw here and playing a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing it with a very
Yeah.
different group of people. Oh, let me ask you this. I don't know if this is a spoiler or anything. Is there
Mhm.
something about these influencers that causes them to get kidnapped? Do they have some tie-in? Like the Saw movies, they all have like some background or something.
Yeah, we're all just the not how they're tied in the Saw movies, where we're all like war profiteers or something,
Okay.
like
Yeah, yeah.
secretly. but we're all just like the scum of the earth, according to the
Josh
people
Stolberg.
who want to kill us. Yeah. No, Josh loved Josh with Bryce Hall, who's an influencer. Yeah, everybody got along really, really well on the set. It was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no hard feelings to influencers.
No hard feelings to influencers. That's what I
Hey,
say.
They got to make a living too, right? Everybody's got to make a living here.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
So unfortunately, we don't have a VOD release time, but this is playing in theaters, select theaters. So hopefully, if people can look to see if it's playing in their area, and if it is, go check it out. Jacob, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social media, and if you have anything else you want them to be looking out for?
Yeah, I am at jacob.skidmore on Instagram. I just have Instagram, so
Okay.
that's all you get.
That's not very influencer.
It's not very influencer of me. You're right. You're right.
Now, is your music available on there as well, or
like what do you mean by music?
you said you sing as well.
Sing.
Oh, I do sing, but I don't no, I haven't released any music.
Okay.
All
right. So
I sing on the stage.
Okay.
So we'll be keeping an eye out for that.
Definitely, please.
and for the modeling.
Modeling
Yes.
and singing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We need the
In a year we have to do an
album.
interview again.
Yes. The release of your album and then a movie and a little modeling thing all in the same day.
No.
That's
And
how
we
we
need
go.
Billboard.
We need a conversation about Halloween as a musical.
There
We
you
need to
go.
figure out how that works with Michael Myers. We do.
Amazing. So, Jacob, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we're looking forward, like Brandon said earlier, we didn't get to check out the film yet, but we are so looking forward to seeing this. It sounds like a blast. So
it'll be happening soon.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Skill House is the film. Make sure you check it out in select theaters. Jacob Skidmore. We look forward to seeing more from you, and hopefully you come back on at some point. So
yes, definitely.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later. Have a good night. Later.
Take it easy. All right.
All right.